Hello and welcome! This is Melskinner, and we're back with some more Xenonauts. And we finished all of our missions. We've shot down the UFOs, and we have done the missions to recover those that we could. Now it's time for the waiting game, and while we're doing the waiting game, we might as well take a look at where we want to set up another of our bases if we were to do so. So, I would probably either put one over here in the Indochina sector here. That way we would cover the eastern section of the Soviet Union as well as this zone here. I think it's going to be really hard to cover Australia and these other islands around here. The other one would be South America, but I don't know if we get a ton of funding. Another option is South Africa, but we do cover that to a certain extent with our whole one base. So I think over here is probably going to be where I end up going. But for any case, we have the Shrike dropship finished. So let's go to that aircraft. We're also going to want to do more construction, or do we have the Buzzard? Well, I mean, yeah, we're going to have to move over to the Buzzard Scout. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so let's switch over to the dropship here. So the dropship should be able to hold more people. Let's see what we have as far as information here. Okay, well, first things first, let's go over to our Hunter Scout car. The one that's unassigned, and we'll assign that to our Shrike. I'm going to assume we can only assign one to the Shrike. So that should take up 2 slots like it has before. Now it looks like the layout of the Shrike dropship is what? So here we have a big door, and then we have the 2 smaller doors. What are the exits on this sucker? Are these the exits here? If that's the case, how does the scout car get out? I actually don't know. I don't know where the exits are. All right, well, maybe the first mission we send this guy out, we'll just have to... Oh, are there little indicators on the... Can't move this for some reason. Oh, there we go. Trying to figure out if there's indicators on the floor. No, there isn't. So it looks like it doesn't allow me to put it back here. So it's either there or there is the only place it lets me put it. All right, well, we'll play around with that a little bit later. I'm not exactly sure how the exits go, but it might be an exit here and an exit here. All right, well, anyway, let's set up the rest of our squad. So everybody that is Charlie 1 is now going to be part of Shrike 1. So we're just going to go ahead and make that change now. But we should also have 2 more slots than we normally would get. So we have to figure out who we're going to want. So I have 2 assaulters. I think I'm going to want to upgrade to another shield. So we do have a couple shield people here. And I also have a couple privates that are not assigned at the moment. So of the shields, Robert's pretty good, at least on action points and strength, which is usually what I look for. And yeah, better than Victor, I would say. So I would say that Robert is going to be our top man. Ooh, I don't want to select. I want to, there we go, Shrike. So if I did that correctly, that should mean that there should be, oh wait, that's right. We should have 1 more. So what do we want to have on top of that? So we have 2 assaulters, 2 snipers, and a rifleman. Do we want a heavy weapons person? We had one before we had these Hunter Scout cars. Might be time to get one back in here. Alternatively, we just get another rifleman, which wouldn't necessarily be bad. All right, of the riflemen we have, Sniper 1 is 81 accuracy. And Sniper 2 is 82 accuracy. Wow, this guy's got 79 accuracy. Pretty good. All right, so Rifleman over here, we have 70 and 73. I like Strength, though, if I can get it. So I think David is going to be our top guy as far as that's concerned. So we've got a pretty good Strength category. A lot of the other stats are really good, too. Good Bravery. Reflexes are better on Ryan here. And also a lot more action points. But I just think overall that David is the better of the two. So we'll go that. And then if I am correct, we shouldn't be able to assign him. Yeah, okay, we're good there. Now we're going to need to set up Charlie 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that would mean we'd have 2 left over. So why don't we assign all of these guys here that are not assigned at the moment, that have some element of rank, and we'll see what we've got. Okay, so Charlie 1, we have a Rifleman, a Shield, an Assaulter. Okay. Moving up, we have another Rifleman, so that's 2 Riflemen, a Sniper, and an Assaulter. So that sounds like we've got a good full squad here. Assaulter, 2 Assaulters, which is normally what I like, 1 Shield, which is normally what I like, and then two Riflemen and a Sniper. That seems like a full squad to me, so looks like we're pretty much good to go. Now, the one thing that I may want to decide here is there's somebody in the privates that is actually a better person than what we are currently using. And to be totally honest with you, looking at this just on face value, no, there's no one. Well, you know what? You could argue that William is better than Victor. Yes, Victor has more action points, but William has more strength and better accuracy. Reflexes are a little down, but otherwise, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get this private in here. So we're going to go ahead and, well, first things first, let's go in and go to our Charlie squad. And I want to see what Victor is equipped with. Victor is equipped with a whole lot of nothing, really. So it's probably one of the soldiers we haven't used in a long time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, get rid of Victor here. And we're going to grab William instead. And because he's a private, he should rank up quickly. And also, he should, in my opinion, eventually get better than Victor is in a lot of other ways. So I think that's a good call. So I'm going to probably leave equipping a squad until I actually am going to be sending some people out. Now, one of our people are injured, but they're at 98%, so I'm hoping by the time we'd have any mission, we'd be good to go with them. I'm just trying to see what we have as far as armor and whether or not we're going to need to modify some of that. So more than likely, we're going to want to have one more wolf battle armor so that our assaulters and... Okay, so the rifleman probably doesn't need that. So we're going to switch over to jackal armor. We're going to equip them differently as we need, but I want to see where we are just on a baseline. So we know what we need for our other squads. So you are going to be equipped with wolf battle armor. Now, you're overburdened right now. Again, I'll modify that if I actually send you out on a mission, but that allows me to know that I have 2 wolf battle armor. So with Charlie, we're going to want to have 1 more wolf battle armor over what we currently have. And also, with Shrike 1, we are constructing 3 buzzard armor. I'm going to probably want more than that at this stage. The riflemen are going to be, I think, the obvious choice initially. But we'll go from there. All right, so let me go to our construction screen. So we have the Buzzard Scout armor being worked on. I think we go ahead and we get the Wolf Battle armor out first because it takes a lot less time to build. And I also want to start getting laser rifles worked on. I could hold out on that until we have one of our research projects done. As a matter of fact, don't we have plasma? Yeah, we have plasma rifles now, so there's no reason to do laser rifles except if we want to save ourselves resources. So let's just see the difference. So we have plasma rifle versus laser rifle. So the number of alien alloys goes up to 6 from 4, and the price goes up similarly. And the time to create it also goes up by double. So, all right, well, that's going to be something I want to do. I think we'll produce 4 of these. I only do 1 wolf battle armor, as far as I can tell, for right now. We'll work on 4 plasma rifles. I probably will want the armor before I want the weapons. Okay, so that's, I think, going to be my setup over there. Over here, we're just going to work on the Buzzard Scout armor, I believe. All right. I'll probably modify that in a bit. Still going to take 10 days for that to finish. And let me just double check. We have all 15 engineers. Okay, good. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the waiting game. Now, we do have a couple tech items that are going to come out soon, and there's one of them, Corsair Interceptor. So I want to take a look at this particular aircraft and see what it has to offer. So, investment time, money, and alien materials, but I have little doubt that conventional aircraft will rapidly become obsolete as invasion escalates further. Yeah, you're probably right on that regard. Okay, so it's saying that it's not capable of carrying heavy torpedoes. And it's as agile as a Condor, which is good. So we still want Foxtrots, according to that. Okay. And some of this is probably just going to be flavor text. So I don't know what kind of weaponry we have. We just know that we can't have the heavier missiles. So top speed compared to the Foxtrot is the same. I'm going to assume maneuvering is better. Turn rate 120. Yeah, so double the turn rate. Condors are... Oh, interesting. I thought the turn rate of a Condor was actually quite good. Corsair's much faster turn rate. All right. Acceleration looks like it's about the same as everything else. Range is the same as a Foxtrot, so that's better than a Condor so far in every way. What else do we have here? Radar range. Yeah, I mean, it's better than the Condor, but it's the same as a Foxtrot. Hit points, 800. Well, that's a lot. Oh, right here, hard points. So a Condor has a cannon and 2 normals. A Foxtrot has 2 heavies. And a Corsair Interceptor only has 2 cannons. It has no missiles. Interesting. Well, our cannons are starting to become powerful enough that that is actually probably going to be just fine. As a matter of fact, we have laser cannons now. I think we're going to be getting plasma cannons fairly soon. So this should be pretty powerful to use. So we're going to want to replace our Condors. The problem is I don't have anywhere to put the Condors unless we just scrap them. So that's where coming in and building another base could be quite good for us, as we'd put the Condors there. We'd still keep them around because they're still viable craft for certain aircraft, certain UFOs, I should say. So 1650 kilometer speed versus the heavier things like a Corvette. You could knock those down. You could catch them. You could knock them down if you use numbers. So I'd send out, let's say, 3 Condors, and we'd use those numbers to knock down a Corvette or a bomber, which we should be able to do. The problem we're going to have is other aircraft like the fighters, the scouts, they can outrun a Condor, so I might not actually be able to get an engagement there. But if the fighters are escorting, then they have to be the speed of the slower one. So I think that still would be a viable, and if that's all we're going to be doing is just air coverage for the area, I think that's still good. So that's the game plan. The problem is I don't have the funding to set up that base now. I don't know if I have the funding if I set up that base with next month's funding. It's going to cost me $500,000 to set up the base. It's going to cost me $250,000 for a radar array. And then it's going to cost me, the hangars aren't that expensive, but let's say we would need a minimum of 3 hangars, maybe even 4 hangars there. I think they're 25,000 a piece, I believe. So let's say another 100,000 on top of that. So we're talking about 850,000 to get a base up and running, let alone the time investment. But I also have to keep in mind the cost of all the things that I'm going to want to be buying at the moment. So I could buy that base right now, but I'd only have 150,000 in the bank, and I'd still need that 250,000 to set up the radar array. So it's going to take a bit of money. I think we hold on to the money we have, and we try and just do these missions on UFOs, and hopefully we can stretch this cash until we get our big funding here, which should get us about 700,000. Maybe a little bit less than that. And if we were able to maintain around 600,000, then we'd have 1.3 million. So we should be able to buy the base. So that's my game plan. That does mean that the Corsair is going to have to hold for later if we go that route. So let's go to the research screen, of course, so we aren't wasting our scientists here. All right, so we have 10 scientists on the main base. We also have no other projects. I think we go for the heavy plasma weapons. As we've already discussed, that would upgrade ourselves quite a bit. So let's go with that. I'm going to put all my scientists into that. And we're going to switch over to Hole 2 now. And I think that we're going to do the same thing over there. So, I mean, we could go with precision plasma here, just so that we have some research work on that. All right, we'll do that. We're going to have the Scimitar tank pop soon, and then once the Scimitar tank is done, I'm going to start working on the heavy plasma even more. So, all right, that's the gameplay for now. How much does one of these aircraft cost me? Okay, Corsair, it's going to cost 300,000, which is a little bit more than we're used to with the Foxtrot. The important thing here, though, is the requirements. Alenium and alien alloys. 10 and 10. I'm fairly certain we'll be able to afford that, as I don't think we've been spending oh, wow, we don't have that much Alenium. But we haven't really been using Alenium for anything else, I don't think. I'd have to actually double check that. That's alien alloys, that's alien alloys. Soldier weapons. These should all be alien alloys. Plasma weapons, the same thing. So we haven't been using Alenium on anything. Ugh, okay, that's a bit of a problem. Oh, it's possible I used some on the Shrike dropship. Yeah, I did. So that took 12 Alenium. Oh, okay. So we might not have that much Alenium to work with. Oh, I am over in Hole 2. So that's actually not the better representation. There we go. 57 Alenium. So we should be able to buy a couple of those, no problem. And as I am seeing here, Alenium seems to be more often encountered in the aircraft vehicles, things like that. Okay, so, yeah, I know we can do that. Let's go ahead and fast forward here. Okay, we do have some UFO things going on down there that we can't really do anything about at the moment. I mean, I do really want UFOs to show up at this point, because we do want to keep that funding up, as I said. I mean, we can see the funding is going down. I would like to keep it around 600,000 if I can. We do have a UFO sighting nearby the border of our radar range. Okay, we do have soldiers showing up in Hole 2. That's just to fill out our one dropship, so I'm not going to really do anything with that. Okay, Wolf Battle Armor is finished. Let's go to that base, because we do want to make sure that we have our engineers doing something. So, plasma rifles or buzzard armor. I think buzzard armor here. I think that was my original game plan. A lot of the reason I'm going with the buzzard armor is because it's cheaper. It's going to keep our funding around that 600,000 mark. All right, the other thing that I do need to check here before I forget is the dropship, the new one. How are my men arrayed? I don't know where the exits are. That's my big problem here. Until I actually do a mission, I'm not going to know. So I think we go ahead with a setup where we have the precision lasers and the riflemen kind of in a position like this. Put the shields up front. We put another one of our riflemen here. We've kind of got a line. I'm assuming these are the exits. I could be wrong. And then we have our assaulter here. Now, if there's another exit that is somewhere else, I guess we'll find out. But for now, this is the way I'm going to set up. All right. Well, I think this is a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.